Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and today I'm really excited to be taking a look at the new decks from the new set slash two new sets, Black Bolt and White Flare. And today we're looking at decks on PokeCop Book. This is a website that I don't use that much, not because it's bad, because I think it's pretty good, but it's all in Japanese, so I have Google translated the page. So yeah, the deck names and stuff are just like essentially random words. But regardless, today we're looking at some new decks. This is the early metagame. Not exactly sure if this is like this. Oh, it's a series of days. So this is the metagame in Japan right now with the new decks. Of course, it's a very early metagame, right? So this is not supposed to be necessarily what's going to be good. And also, this tier list is just based on what's played as opposed to what's good. So keep that in mind. Not that those are super different, but they can be. Regardless, looking here, nothing too crazy. The only new deck here is the Zechron EX. And electric deck. So we'll be breaking down these new decks and new cards as well. I've talked about the new cards a little bit, but ultimately the new decks I've not looked at all. And they're not on Limitless, which is what I normally look at. But today we're going to, as I said, look at some new decks. The first deck we're going to look at is Jealisant EX. Jealisant EX is a Pokemon that has, it's a Stage 1 EX, so you can see like its HP and stuff. But for 2, it does 80. For 4, it does 160, which is like kind of bad, right? Those stats aren't very good. But you have the ability which item locks the opponent and also tool locks them if it's in the active. Also, if you don't know, it's called there's two sets, Black Bolt and White Flare, which is a callback to the Black and White era. And so we have cards like this Jealisant, which is kind of calling back to the old tool cards, which were item cards, which it's not like just a Black and White thing, but Black and White had it that way. So this card is pretty annoying to have to deal with, but again, it's not super strong. I think it's mostly played. Okay, this list here plays it with the Gardevoir. Gardevoir EX, of course, being able to accelerate a bunch of energy. Also, I will mention, of course, Bidoof is a card that's played a lot. Item locks on a basic for free. The Frittler show the basic item locks. I think it does 10 more damage and it has more HP. And it has 3 retreat though, which is much worse than 0. But regardless, we have the Frittler as an item lock Pokemon, which is nice. It's not insane, but it's okay. And so we don't see Bidoof in this list. And then we see a bunch of Monkey Dories. We don't really see as many other attacking Pokemon here. So the idea is to power up the Jealisant EX and item lock your opponent, among other, Gardevoir things. Nothing super crazy with this deck here, but still kind of cool. The next deck, though, is a little more interesting with a different Stage 2 Psychic EX. And this is Alakazam EX. If you're not familiar with it, it attacks from the bench. It does 130, I think. I can't actually see it there very well. Oh, no, it's 120 from the bench. So it's not like that much. It's actually less damage than Jealisant EX, but it's still solid. And it's cheaper, right? So you can use that from the bench and then go ahead and do that while you're item locking your opponent. So that's pretty solid. I mean, if you look at item lock cards in standard right now, obviously Bidoof's played a lot, but Bidoof's a bit of a it's not really a normal Pokemon, I guess. I mean, it's not your main attacker, obviously. It barely does any damage. I mean, we see Bidoof here and in this list as well. But ultimately, it's a card that, is pretty weak. Most item lock Pokemon are also pretty weak. I can't think of any that are super strong off the top of my head, but I'm not really thinking of that many. There's like some that do 30. So regardless, doing more is obviously pretty good. Oh, there's Tyranitar. Tyranitar is also similar to Jealisant EX. Honestly, I don't know how much better Jealisant EX is than Tyranitar, but this deck is definitely, I don't know if I'd say interesting. It's a little interesting, a little unique. And then we have some other new cards in it. We have Hilda, which searches for an evolution Pokemon and an energy, which is really solid on a supporter, including special energies. And we have the new special energy Ignition Energy. Ignition Energy is 3 colorless energy on a stage 1, or no, on an evolution. If it's on a basic, it's just 1 colorless energy. And then the downside is that it falls off at the end of the turn, whether it's on an evolution or a basic Pokemon. It's a pseudo reprint of Triple Acceleration Energy. It's essentially a reprint, except that it's been reworded a little to fit modern wordings, and so it's a little stronger. We also see Xadu Engine. 3 Xadu seems like a bit much. I mean, maybe the idea is to get a much energy on the Jealisant EX and also have a Jealisant EX in the active and then have the energy on the Alakazam EX, but I mean the psychic energy count isn't that high. But anyway, kind of an interesting deck here. Certainly Alakazam EX is not a Pokemon you see all the time. Then we have this list, which is like Snore, Jealisant EX. We see, I don't know, some like kind of cool deck, like kind of unique deck building choices, but nothing like super crazy here. and we see Ignition Energy, and yeah, obviously Snore takes knockouts, and you're just really being disruptive, using the disruptive side of taking knockouts, as in removing Pokemon from the board. Obviously, taking prizes is good, but Snore, isn't necessarily putting you super ahead on the prize trade. Probably putting you in the same spot. But regardless, definitely a pretty cool deck here as well. Jealisant EX, this next list, is again around that Pokemon. This one does not have energy acceleration. It doesn't even play the Ignition Energy, but we see this is a Bidoof Froslass deck, kind of, except with Jealisant EX, which is like more Bidoof, which is stronger. And then we have Monkey Dory and Blood Mercy Luna EX and stuff like that. Also, Liz Clefairy EX here, which can one-shot Dragon Ball or can let your yeah, I was calculating. It lets your Jealisant EX, I guess, one-shot Dragon Ball. Actually, that's like not super easy though. You need the 4 energies on there, which is like kind of hard to get. But yeah, you're just kind of building up damage over time and item locking your opponent, and you have a bunch of HP. That's like obviously the really good thing about this deck. Also, I will mention another new card. Hopefully, I haven't missed any new cards. That'd be kind of awkward. But yeah, Air Balloon here. Air Balloon, if you're not familiar, it's a reprint of a card from the Sword and Shield era. Not really sure why it's here, but whatever. It's a cool card. It's essentially an objectively better rescue board, decreasing retreat cost by 2, which is good, I guess. I think all the Pokemon in this list have retreat cost of 1. Oh, no. Maractus has retreat cost of 2, and then some have retreat cost of 3, but it's not actually that much better in this deck, but it's realistically better in essentially every deck. Rescue Board does have its secondary effect, but I've asked people this before, and tell me down below if you see in the comments if you've seen it used for a secondary effect where it has free retreat with 30 HP or less on a Pokemon that doesn't have 30 HP, which generally have free retreat anyways. But regardless, yeah, Air Balloon is solid upgrade that you will see in a bunch of these decks. Then we have another Gardevoir list, nothing too crazy going on. It looks pretty similar. I don't remember exactly the cards in it, but I don't feel like checking. We got another Gardevoir list and another Gardevoir list and another Gardevoir list. Yeah, Gardevoir with Jealisant EX is probably the best way to power it up because it can get the 4 energy on without that big of an issue. And also, you can use Monkey Dory pretty easily. You kind of want to be using that anyways. And also, Gardevoir also kind of naturally likes Bidoof. You have the Frillish, which is like a Bidoof. It's not the exact same. You could play Bidoof, but you don't have to. These lists, I don't think any of them actually do run Bidoof, I guess. But you won't always, start it. So you might not always get that turn 1 item lock. But yeah, Jealisant EX is a pretty solid Pokemon. I think it's not insane, but I think it's all right. Not going to be a super impactful archetype to the level of, it's not going to be a top 10 deck, I don't think. It could be a substantial part of Gardevoir. I think most Gardevoir lists won't play it. It's more like a mid-range attacking Pokemon. It's not super slow or super fast. I'd say it's a little faster than something like Iron Thorns EX. Certainly not like a really serious control Pokemon like Bidoof is really controlling the game and obviously not doing that much damage. The next deck we have here, this one is Zechron EX with Miraidon EX. I think these lists, I'm just going to quickly flip through them. Yeah, most of them play 1 or 2 Zechron EXs. So the name is kind of silly. This one doesn't play Zechron. This one doesn't play any new cards, I don't think. But regardless, we have 2 different builds here. It looks like, this one plays the Zoro, which is like a fun little snipe Pokemon. I don't think I've actually seen anyone play that. And then we see, this one's a Joltik box deck, which again also doesn't play any new Pokemon. This one is, this has different arts. This one is, again, more like, this one plays Magnet. A bunch of these play Magneton. Oh, an Electric Generator as well. So you see that, kind of more classic Magneton, or no, more classic Miraidon build. And then, yeah, again, some Joltik box, and I'm going to dive into these a little more. But ultimately, we see a lot of stuff that we've seen before, but there are some new things as well. I'm not going to go over the different Pokemon in these decks. Oh, this one's different. This one's Iono's, which is interesting. Have not seen this deck that much. This one I definitely haven't seen. That's Electivire EX. What's that do? I don't remember. I think it's spread, but I don't think it's super strong. Let me check. Oh, it does. It can do decent damage for 3 or 5, and its spread isn't that good. I don't know. It seems kind of weak, but whatever. So we got a bunch of different lightning Pokemon. Obviously, lightning's been a solid type in the game for a little while. Not insane, but okay, right? Kind of middle of the road. Maybe I don't know where all the the types stand right now. That's a lot of decks. Oh, these are older too. Okay, so I didn't see the dates. So a bunch of these are older, but we've kind of seen these before. But yeah, we have the new deck, which I'll be talking about, which is the one with Electric. Electric's like the heart of the deck, I guess. Magneton accelerates energy. We see Electric and Magneton in the list, but like a 2/2 Electric, a 1/1 Magneton. Magneton, of course, accelerates, but knocks itself out and it's fine, right? It's a solid Pokemon getting 3 energy. It's from the discard, right? Yeah, okay. And it can be different types of energies, but I don't think that's being used in any of these decks. But regardless, you have that, and then you have the electric, and we also have electric generator. Electric generator accelerates energy from the deck, but it's a little hit or miss. And then you have the electric, which has the ability Dynamotor accelerating two, or no, sorry, accelerating one basic lightning from your discard to one of your benched Pokemon. It's pretty solid here. Allows you to attack with something like the Iron Hands EX, which is 4 energy, a little easier. We see multiple Zero Auras. What's that other Zero Aura? I'm actually not familiar with that card. Oh, this one's just like a solid benched or solid attacker. I've not actually seen this one used, but yeah, the snipe one, which is 210 and discard the energy, kind of like Pikachu EX with 3 energy, discarding it when you attack. But then also it's all lightning, so you can actually attack with it as opposed to the Pikachu EX, which you can't attack with. And then we see the Zechron EX. Zechron EX does 130. Oh, I can't really see it, but it does 130 damage and 50 more for each prize card your opponent's taken. I think it does 30 self damage as well, but that doesn't matter that much. Ultimately, it's a really solid basic Pokemon that's attacking here. Marne EX is, I guess, also pretty solid, and Iron Hands is like okay, is like a general attacker. It's not great, but you have the Zechron EX for a late game finisher, which it's pretty good at. It's not like insane at, but I think Zechron EX is fine. I mean, recently I rated all the cards from this set, and I said I think Zechron EX is like fine. I rated that on the podcast on the Common Fossil. But regardless, this deck is kind of cool. I mean, we've seen stuff like it, but it's, bringing more to the deck. Miraidon EX was played with Flaffy when it first came out, and that was like pretty solid. And Electric is the exact same thing. Also, we have Air Balloon to allow you to retreat the Electric, which is actually really important because it has to retreat, and it is a stage 1 as well, so you couldn't like penny it. You can't, you could like Turo it, I guess, but you cannot. Rescue board it either, which is obviously pretty meaningful, and it can't accelerate to itself if it's in the active. So having Air Balloon is actually really nice for a bunch of decks. Obviously, Arvin heavy decks, then it's like it's like a switch, kind of like Future Boost Energy Capsule as well in this deck, where it's like a switch, adding damage, but you have this searchable switch, which isn't your item, which is your tool search, which is really cool. We see like town store as well in some of these decks. So ultimately, Air Balloon is really good. Obviously, not as interesting to talk about as some of the new Pokemon, but this is the apparently most played new deck from the set. It's not like super new. I mean, it only plays 1 Zekrom and a 2/2 Electric, but overall, the deck I think is something that people will end up liking. Again, nothing too crazy, but it's cool. The next deck we have here is Curum EX. We just got a couple of these. It does 130 and then 10 spread to each your opponent's bench Pokemon for each prize that they've taken. I'm pretty sure. I should actually look it up to make sure I'm saying the right thing here. Oh, it's not out in English, obviously. Yeah, so that's what it does. It's like spread's okay. I mean, it's a little niche right now because one Shaman's played a lot. Like Shaman honestly isn't that good in standard right now, in my opinion, because it doesn't protect against that many things that actually come up in games. I don't think I've ever had it had a meaningful impact on a game. I'm not sure, but it is pretty rare. But then yeah, it is played, so that'll be annoying for you. And also like you're not doing that much spread, especially like in the early game, which is kind of when you're looking to do more spread. The card's like a little awkward in my opinion. But regardless, it's cool. We see it with Frostlass, Monkey Dory. Obviously spread's good with that. We don't even see much energy acceleration, so I guess you're just using Badoo, potentially using Mirax as well to buy yourself some time, and then eventually you're just going to go ahead and power up the Curum through the use of manual attachments plus Crispin, which is okay, energy acceleration, but it's not like searchable. You don't have a draw engine, so I mean you have Pokegears and you have supporters, but it's not the easiest thing to find. We also do see another new card. We might have actually seen this one before. I don't know, but it's Tool Scrapper, and I think this is the first time we're seeing it in this video. But regardless, it's an item card that discards 2 tool cards or up to 2 tool cards from play. And this can be from your own Pokemon if you want. For whatever reason, it's pretty niche, but you could do that. And then obviously disrupting your opponent, it can be really good against. Specifically, like Bravery Charm, it's really good against. Especially with something like Guard for EX, where you have improve your charm, potentially keeping your Pokemon alive like completely. Like it's not like it would be within range of knockout without Brave Charm. No, it would be like knocked out with without Brave Charm. So you could Tool Scrapper for knockouts, which is kind of fun there. And one of the things I haven't loved about Gardevoir at certain times, but regardless, Tool Scrapper is a really solid tech card here. Probably the second best card in the set in my opinion. I think the best card is Air Balloon. I think it's like I'm pretty sure it's Air Balloon, and I'm pretty sure Tool Scrapper is the second best card. I don't remember all the best cards in this set, but I'm pretty sure those two are the best, and will be very impactful meta cards. I've heard some people say the set's bad, and I mean, like, counting it as one set and say, like, the set's bad. And I disagree because these two cards are really good, that they're just, like, you don't see super meaningful cards in every set, and yet we do see them here. And then we have this other list. This one is Frostlass. We got the Glalie. I don't know what this does. It does what? Oh, it like okay, it like multiplies damage. So I actually I have I played with this card? I don't know. I've like seen it. Maybe I mean I like took note of it when I first saw it. Obviously, it's not quite Frostlass in terms of impact. Oh, we see Totodile as well for trapping. I've not really. I think this is my first time seeing Totodile in a deck that isn't for Alligator, which is kind of cool. It does 10, it traps, which can be nice. It does less than Maractus. It doesn't have the ability. It doesn't, which is like good or bad. It's kind of weird. Ultimately cool to see though. I have not really seen that as said before. Outside of Feraliator, within control, I've seen the Knackley, and obviously I've seen Maractus, but yeah, definitely a fun card to see there. Again, nothing super crazy though. Same stuff as the other. Oh no, wait, no, this was Prism Energy. I don't know if any of the other lists have played it so far, but Prism Energy is an energy of every type. Except it only, or I think Luminous is better, but and it was an energy of every type, but only on basics. I think Luminous is better um, because Luminous turns off if there's another special energy, but there's only one special energy in the entire deck, so I feel like Prism's just objectively worth the Luminous in this deck. But regardless, yeah, it's a cool new card. I don't know if we're going to really get to it more in the video. Actually, let's see. Okay, no, never mind. I was going to say, yeah, it's probably in Armory's box. So this next deck is apparently Reshiram Reshiram EX. Reshiram EX is like it's like Zechron EX. It's pretty much the same. I think it does. You like discard an energy from it or something like that when you attack, and it's that 130 plus 50 more for each prize your opponent has taken. Yeah, you just discard one energy from it, which isn't that big of a deal. Probably better than taking 30. I don't know though. Neither of them are like super meaningful, but they're a little annoying. But regardless, in this deck here we see the Ho-Oh EX Arm Rouge deck, which is like fine. I don't think it's insane. I actually want to take a look at the meta. Again, is this the meta? I don't know where the meta is. Wait a second. They have expanded decks. Okay, maybe we won't talk about these. That's just a bunch of Reggie Draco. But the meta game. What are these things? So regardless, you obviously have the like this deck being okay. It's kind of fun. I've heard a lot of people say it's fun. I'm actually tell me down below in the comments. What are your thoughts on this deck? Do you think it's like good, or do you think it's like fine, or do you think it's bad? I think this is just a list of the cards. But regardless, I do think that this is a pretty interesting deck. Not like anything insanely strong because honestly, yeah, that's not it. Okay, I can't find it. But honestly, you don't have like insane damage, and Mushroom EX doesn't necessarily add that. Okay, I was looking. Oh yeah, yeah. So this list plays Gouging Fire EX, and Gouging Fire EX is like kind of similar as well. I don't know which one's better or worse. And Gouging Fire EX isn't insane in the deck. It's not even always played in it. I don't think. I mean, I played it and I haven't played with Gouging Fire EX. So ultimately, yeah, it's fun. Prism Energy though, again, any type of energy on a basic, allowing you to attack with it's Latias EX and like the first second Iron Hands EX, which like aren't that good, but it lets you do that. It's not that much better than Luminous Energy, but it's a little better, I guess, in the deck. Maybe, I mean, it doesn't work on Arm Rouge, but like, let's be honest, how much will that matter? Probably not. And then we see this list. This one plays 4 Prism Energies because, I mean, Prism Energy is just like kind of good for attacking. Honestly, playing only 2 is like, it seems kind of low. I guess this is less of like a Luminous box deck or Prism box deck than it is just like a few different attackers. We see like basic Lightning and Water, which you don't usually see in the deck. But this one's a more like, I guess, normal Arm Rouge box deck with Ho-Oh EX or Ethan's Ho-Oh EX. And again, we see the Reshiram EX and we see a bunch of Prism Energies, which is kind of fun. This next deck is a Blaziken deck. I've not actually messed with Blaziken at all. This is, I guess, a deck that legitimately is threatening your opponent's bench Pokemon, kind of like N-Star Mantan. They're actually pretty similar cards, and neither of them are like super great, but they're kind of cool. News, this one powers up the Zechron EX as well as like a pretty core part of the deck, I guess. And is that the regular Chi? I've not actually seen that art before. Maybe it's not. Oh wait, that's the pre-release art, but there's no pre-release sticker on it. Okay. Anyways, so we got the Chi EX as well as a single price attacker, which is like solid. And then Reshiram EX is like an even stronger attacking Pokemon. We also see only one rare candy. That's interesting. Oh, I guess it's like TM Eva Go second type of deck. And then we again see Air Balloon in the neck, which is again still very good. Then this list is a an Emore deck. Emore is a really interesting Pokemon, which is it's like it's like Baxaliber in standard, accelerating as much fire energy as you want from your hand to your Pokemon during your turn. So that's really good for powering up, I guess, these fire Pokemon. You've got the the worst Ogrepon EX, the what is this card called? Is it like Hearthflame? Yeah, Hearthflame Mask, Ogrepon EX, which is like not super amazing. It's okay. It's a little bit niche. All right, that's actually pretty niche. We see the Gouging Fire EX, which is like fine, and the Reshiram EX, which is fine. Ultimately, these fire Pokemon aren't insane. They're just like good, I guess. They're a little short on damage at taking one shots. We do see Maximum Belt in the list, and we see Kieran, which could get you there, I guess, though it's not amazing. We see a 1/1/1 Pidgeot, and this is another Team Evo list as well. Ultimately, I think Ember is fine. I don't think we have quite the right Pokemon for it in the game right now. But it's kind of cool. Nothing amazing to say about it, but you know it's cool, and we see Iron Hands EX as well. Then the next deck we have is Superior EX. Superior EX is a stage 2 Pokemon EX that has an ability increasing damage done by 20, which is like cool, I guess. It's good, I guess, but obviously on stage 2 it's a little clunky. And then we have the attack for 4 energy, which is Grass Colorless, which does 150. Then you search the deck for any 3 cards and put them into your hand, which is pretty nice. And then you can pay this with the Grass and Ignition Energy, which I imagine is what's being done here. Yeah, it's being done in all the lists. We see this list with Lilligant to boost damage even more. We see, oh, this list also plays just a 1/1 Lilligant, especially with the 4/4. Oh wait, you could do like a super strong Badu with Lilligant. Okay, I've not actually seen that. Tell me down below in the comments if you want to see me do that. Oh, my voice is kind of funny right now, but regardless, that's actually pretty interesting. And we do see Yanmega EX in this list here to accelerate energy onto your board, which is kind of interesting. So you don't have to be using triple acceleration energy. Ultimately, Superior EX isn't like super strong. It doesn't do that much damage, but it's kind of fun. Definitely a type of deck that some people will like. I don't think it will be particularly good, but you know it's kind of cool. Ultimately, weak attacks that search for stuff or draw cards generally aren't that good. The best one standard, I guess, is Cynthia's Garchomp EX, which is like pretty good, but ultimately it has both attacks and a lot of different things going on with it that make it pretty good. But regardless, this is definitely a kind of fun deck here. Not insane, but definitely kind of fun with some different elements. You got the ability to attack and multiple things going on with the attack. Also, the Dunsparce, yeah, I still don't think the Dunsparce is that good of an engine. Oh, we see Hilda as well, which is pretty cool. Oh, we see Team Crisis Punch. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, Team Crisis Punch with the Ignition Energy is also pretty good. Definitely interesting combo to keep an eye out for. Then we have some more decks. These are, I don't know. Okay, so this one plays Jealisant EX, searching for 2 metal stage 1s, and this one is Goldengo, the single prize there, which like does damage based on coin flips, and then Metang, and a bunch of energy. This deck seems kind of bad, but really funny, and seems to make a really good use of Jealisant EX. I don't think Jealisant EX is super good. I think it's better than I thought at first. It is a card that can be, Nestballed for, and then with well, not in this list, but theoretically it can be Nestball, but this doesn't play any Nestball, but you can use that, and then you can get yourself, yeah, I don't know how you get the Genesect. I guess you get it, you just like draw into it in this list, but regardless, I guess you could call for, wait, no, that's not the call for family one. So anyways, you can go ahead and you can Nestball for it in like Goldengo EX, and then you can go ahead and get Goldengo EXs. You get 2, you don't necessarily need 2 like all that often. I mean, getting 2's, probably good, but you probably have 1 in your hand, and also you probably have, like how many Gimmigles are you actually having on the board at a time? You might have it. It could be useful, but regardless, it's essentially just like a way to turn your nest balls into like an evolution search as well, which is pretty good. Regardless, in this deck it's kind of cool, and you have the Heatran, which also does what's the Heatran do? I think it it like discards all the energy and then it does damage based on that. It's kind of like the Golden Egg. This deck's really silly. I've seen people play it, and it's fun. Is it good? No, but it's really fun. The next deck we have here is Zoroark. Zoroark's a pretty cool deck, or Pokemon. Honestly, as a deck, I think it's like not very good. And we don't see Ignition do, which really surprises me here. But Zoroark has two attacks. The first one does 30 for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. I think something like that. Yeah, each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so it can be strong in certain decks, or it's just kind of whatever sometimes. And then Foul Play for 3 colors, copies one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks. And then we see Frostlass, Munkidori, Badoo, and all of that good stuff here again. And we see Neutralization Zone, right, as well, which is nice for walling, can be really good, or it could just be kind of meaningless. We see on Mega EX with a Vespiquen EX. This doesn't really play. I mean, it plays some new cards. It plays Prism Energy, which is kind of interesting. I feel like Luminous would be better here, but I don't know. And then you have Hilda for searching those energies and evolutions, and we see again Vespiquen EX. Like I have not really seen Vespiquen EX used much as like a spread Pokemon. That's not super strong. It's a card that in the video I think I said like it didn't exist by accident. And then it also plays. Oh, Air Balloon, which is another new card. But, interesting deck here. Then we have the Arvin Oh, no, this is Arvin's Bastiff EX with Lycanroc. Lycanroc, it accelerates Spiky Energy, which like does damage when hit into, and it does damage based on damage counts on your points active. Arvin's Bastiff can do really solid damage for 1 energy, or can also do even more damage for 3 colorless. And then also, we see the side deck. I haven't seen this card in a little while, which kind of is Dusknoir. And then we have Arvin Sandwich to heal the Arvin Bastiff. We have Medical Energy, which I've been playing way too much lately, working on the 59 energy deck. This card is super bad. It's not super bad, but it's not very good. Then we have Team Blindside, and then we have the Ignition Energies to use with the Arvin's Bastiff EX. This deck is super fun. We got the Hildas as well. We got Rocky Helmet. I've not played with Lycanroc. I don't think it's great, but I think it's okay. I certainly have not played with Arvin's Bastiff EX. I don't think that's super good. I mean, how good can it be, right? But definitely kind of funny here. Some fun things going on. This won a gym. I don't know like what gym battles. I think are pretty small tournaments. But regardless, this is yeah, Dak. This is really fun to look at. We see two Dunsparce EXs. You can use Ignition Energy there as well. A lot of things going on here, but this looks pretty fun. Probably will not be trying this deck out. Sorry to say, but definitely using Ignition Energy with some interesting combos. I was looking through the Ignition Energy partners, and Arvin Bastiff EX is honestly an okay partner. They're on great partners. I did not think about it with Lycanroc though. I actually don't think it's like that good with Lycanroc because it accelerates the spiky energies, so you don't necessarily need Ignition Energy, but still kind of fun here. The next set actually got here are Brungle EX. I guess that's Jealisant. I don't know. This is Jealisant with Munkidori and the hand of Brute Bonnet and some stuff. This is interesting with Tulip. I've not seen this card in a little while. Not that it's a bad card, or we might have seen it earlier. Like it fits into some decks. I feel like it doesn't fit super well into this deck. We see Dangerous Jungle as well and Binding Mochi. So kind of fun there. The Brute Bonnet poison stuff is pretty strong, pretty interesting there. Then we see another Brydon list with Joltik and Electric, and we see the Zechron EX. So much different things going on here. We got a Greninja EX list with Zoroark EX as well, which can attack and with Ignition Energy as well, I guess, to be used with the Greninja EX to attack easier, which is kind of interesting there. It's like you could play with double Turbo Energy, which had like a complicated ruling. It wasn't super complicated, but just a little unintuitive. But you can do that and not take the damage reduction, which is cool, I guess. Again, there is a good chunk of Shaman in the game, but it's an interesting attacking option here. We see Ends Plot as well. Ends Plot in the Ends deck here, moving 2 energy from your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon can be split up. Can, I believe, be special energy. Not that that would presumably matter like ever. But anyways, you got that going on here, which is kind of interesting, a little weird, but kind of cool. And then we have Chien Pao with Baxaliber. Not a crazy deck. It's fine. I think some people think this deck's terrible. I mean, it's certainly nothing spectacular, but it's just fine. We got Team Rocket's Petrol. I still think this supporter is really, really solid. We got both Team Rocket stadiums in the same deck. I've not seen that before. So yeah, pretty cool here. Nothing like super crazy, but definitely a different take on Chimpanzee, which looks cool. Nothing, as I said, super crazy. One Pokemon catcher, definitely interesting. Um, might be the right play. This is something I never do. Probably not. But then we see another Chimpanzee. This one's like, I guess, a little more traditional. But we do see Arvin, we see Team Rocket's Petrol, we see Air Balloon as well, which seems really solid in the deck. And then we see and Zoroark, wait, no, what? Hop Zacian with a Zoroark line in it. Definitely interesting here. Of course, Zoroark uses Darkness Energy or Ignition Energy, but it uses Darkness Energy, which is the same type of energy as Monkey Door, which is pretty cool here. Ultimately, this deck, like, I don't think it's super strong. I don't think Zoroark is adding that much depth to it, but still kind of fun. We got Slacking EX, and here we see that it is running Ignition Energy. This deck, honestly, I think is pretty solid, pretty cool, not insane, but kind of fun. Ignition Energy works pretty well with Slacking EX. You have the new Stadium 4 copy, seems a bit much, but I guess if you need it, you really need it. And then you have Maximum Belt to try to hit the numbers you're looking for. It doesn't always get there, but definitely, an interesting Pokemon, and I think a solid deck that's, a little slept on, I guess. It's not as good as the top stage 2 EXs, but still kind of fun there. Then we got Frostlass here with Ting EX. Not seen that card in a while either. Um, and then we also have Festival Lead. Nothing too crazy here either. Oh, but we have Silver Bangle. Have I not seen that card? Oh no, Brave Bangle, which is like Silver Bangle. If it's attached to a non-rule box Pokemon, you do 30 more to EXs or something like that. That's what it does in standard. I don't remember if those are the exact words. But regardless, that's pretty good. For something like Festival Lead, it's kind of insane. It's kind of good for Ethan's as well. This actually was pretty good for Ethan's, specifically Ethan's Typhlosion, which is a pretty solid deck right now. I don't think it's amazing. I think it's like a fringe top 10. Don't remember exactly what the top 10 is like right now. I mean, I did a tier list recently, so you could check that out, and maybe I could check that one out to try to remember. But regardless, Festival Lead with this card, I mean, you get double value. It's 30 more. That's pretty nice. Increase to 60 more. Maximum Melt's a card you're often looking to use, and it's good, I guess. But ultimately, it's your A spec, which isn't ideal, and you only have one copy, and you can only it's taking the place of something else as well. Then we see Ethan's Typhlosion here. This one plays Dust Snore. Nothing too crazy here. We see the silver or the Brave Bangle tool card. We see Air Balloon as well, which of course is just pretty solid in different decks. We see more Miraidon. I don't know what this Pokemon is supposed to be. I'm not gonna lie. Or if this is like multiple Pokemon. Anyways, if this is supposed to be like a Jolteon box, regardless, this is Jolteon box. You got a 1/1 knocked out, which I actually kind of like in the deck. You have the Zechron EX. You have a Trapagos EX, which is actually really interesting as well. For like its Noctowl and Air Zero Underdepths to get more value there, and some different things here. Nothing too crazy, but some interesting things there. We have Ceruledge EX here, which does not play any new cards, I don't think, but that's fine. And we see the UEX and Schoolvoid Engine, which is kind of cool. We got another Armrouge Ethan stack with similar stuff, but again, you got the Restroom EX and you have the Prism Energy as well. And we have another one here as well. This one plays Gouging Fire EX. That's really interesting. Okay, so this list. Whoa, okay. It plays Lapras EX. I have not really seen this card much. It also plays the Ho-Oh, the single Parzer, which is like pretty solid. It does, I want to say it does 220. It might do 200. From Surging Sparks, which does 200 if you have a Terra on your bench, which is pretty common, I guess. And then you have the Gouging Fire, or no, you have Roaring Moon EX, which is a good card. Interesting here. It's a 2 not fire energy attacker. This is one of the first ones we've seen, and it's played here. It's pretty strong as a Pokemon, pretty versatile. So kind of fun to see here. Obviously can one shot anything presumably. And then we also have, as I said, the Lapras EX. Lapras EX is a card. I have first of all, I heard people say it was like broken when it was first revealed, which is like it's obviously not broken. It's obviously like not very strong. I don't know if I might have seen it in deck. Anyways, oh wait, someone else played it in Arm Rouge. I might have seen this deck. Anyways, oh, this one's actually really similar. Wait, no, that's Ceruledge. What? I know it's Armouge, it plays the Ceruledge EX. Okay, yeah, so this list is actually pretty similar here. But yeah, obviously some differences. Regardless, I'm getting distracted here. But Lapras EX can do 40 for each energy attached to this Pokemon, which can be strong, I guess, and it can hit weakness, I guess. Then your second attack, Alarm Rain, which is like almost impossible to attack with, but it is possible, I guess. Accelerates a bunch of energy from the top of your deck. But you look at the top 20 and accelerate any energy you find there, which is like kind of cool. Oh, and it has two copies of it. That card seems really niche, though. Comment down below, like what is the use case of this? I'm not sure. Is it for the first attack? Like that seems niche, and fire seems kind of whatever. Um, and you're still needing a bunch of energy. You need like 4 energy to take one shot or something. Regardless, interesting card there, definitely. And you have some other cool Pokemon as well on the list. This next list is, a little more normal, though we do see Iron Leaves EX. Okay, that's kind of fun. Obviously, for a weakness there, it's pretty good. Grass weakness is probably the best weakness to be hitting right now. Not sure, but it is pretty good. And then we have another list. Again, nothing too crazy here, but still fun. There's more of it. There's quite a bit of it here, isn't there? And so I'm just going to kind of skip past these. We got the Regional Bolt deck, though nothing too crazy. I think this doesn't have any new cards, but still, pretty good. Also, if you're looking for single prize counts of like single prize attackers in Raging Bolt, this is kind of what it should look like. Definitely play Koraidon. Probably play the Raging Bolt. I don't know exactly how good the Raging Bolt is in the list, but kind of have some cool value there from time to time. But play Koraidon. Koraidon is better than the Pokemon that Slitherwing. There we go. Then there's a blank out of my mind because it's not good. It's really niche. It's not. I mean, it's not like that much worse than Koraidon most of the time. It's just like a little worse. But it's like almost never better. I mean, it's better against Pikachu EX, but you're not getting attacked by Pikachu EX that often. And the decks playing it are, I mean, you should be faster and more consistent, I think. Obviously, you do have the issue with Team Rocket's Watchtower hitting your Noctowls, though, but whatever. And then we have Goldingo EX with Jealisant EX, which again, you can Nest Ball for to get the Goldingos, which is pretty cool. Nothing too crazy outside of that. This list, same idea. We see Scizor as well, actually, in both these lists, which is kind of fun. Actually, we see some like interesting cards here, but we got some new cards. You got Air Balloon, which is actually pretty good. Air Balloon is actually really good in Goldingo because it allows you to get extra value out of coin bonus. Over the course of the game. Unlike Switch, which I guess gets you more value out of coin bonus, but one Switch equals one more card. An Air Balloon could equal 2 or 3 more cards throughout the course of the game, while still being about as good as a Switch. So, yeah, pretty cool there. It's not like insane, but it's cool. Then, yeah, again, some more lists that are pretty similar here. Nothing too much to break down. We see Picnic Basket. We got this one, which is also with Dragapult EX. Then we got Marnie's here with normal Marnie stuff. Got a couple of new cards in the list, or just one new card, I think. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of quickly flip through these older decks unless I see something really interesting here that catches my eye. That's like a newer deck, because we've taken a look at most of these decks. We see Cofagrigus, the new Cofagrigus in this list. I've not seen that in Gardevoir. Kind of fun card as like a snipe attacker. This seems a little niche. We got Arcaludon. If taking a look at this yet, Genesect, honestly, 2 Genesect DXs seems kind of mediocre. Arcaludons are really, in my opinion, still a pretty good deck. I was gonna say really good, and I changed my deck pretty good, but Jealisant EX seems like pretty mediocre here. Yes, you can attack with it, I guess, but it's not very good at attacking. And then you don't really need like a bunch of Arcaludons, right? I guess turning a Nest Ball into an Evolution Search is cool, but I don't know. I just play one personally. Yeah, like this list. Oh, this was Revavroom. That's kind of interesting. I don't think Revavroom's a super strong engine either. I think it's pretty hit or miss. But yeah, then we see an ends list that I don't know, we saw another one which is like really weird. This one's less weird than the other one. You got Hilda to search. There's reversals as well, which is cool. Got a couple of more lists here. We got that Arvin one, which we saw earlier. Again, we have seen most of these. Oh yeah, we got Tyranitar with Drakelo. Okay, this is cool. One of the first decks I've ever seen with Drakelo and not Dragapult EX. Yeah, Drakelo as a draw engine, pretty solid. It's not amazing, but I mean, I was talking about like the Dunsparce and something like Snore EX. I haven't really talked about as just an engine. I mean, it's okay, but has some issues. And then you also have the other engines. Oh, Revavroom I was talking about. Yes, yeah, so those engines, they're like kind of whatever. Drake looks kind of whatever, but people think about it as like the pre-evolution to Drakelo EX, which it is, but it's a really solid card in its own right as well. We got Hydreigon EX. Hydreigon EX is pretty interesting. This one doesn't even play the new Hydreigon EX, but the new Hydreigon takes an extra prize with the knockout, and also it attacks for like 5, so you kind of want to play it with TMs, but TMs are kind of clunky. It's kind of weird, but regardless, a fun card. We got like some crazy splits of evolution lines. A 2-1 basic split, a 1-1 stage 1 split, and a 2-1 stage 2 split. But regardless, yeah, kind of fun there. We got Mamoswine. I'm taking a look at that one, but yeah, it's a Mamoswine. It's okay. Scovillin EX, okay. Not gonna dive too much into that. Palafin, one of my favorite Pokemon, I guess, in the game that's been bugged, and I legitimately think that Live has like hurt its long-term viability by like completely breaking. Oh, we got everyone's favorite deck, Iron Thorns here. Got Great Mill with Ethan Sudowoodo. That seems kind of crazy to be playing Ethan Sudowoodo, but regardless, kind of fun. And we got the Dunsparce engine and some stuff. Nothing crazy here. We got Ancient Box with the Dunsparce and Brave Bengal. Then we have another Ancient Box without a Dunsparce, yeah. With less Ancient Pokemon. No, not less Ancient Pokemon. Then we got Cereal just gonna kind of flip through. Oh, wait, what? I should stop flipping through. What we got? We got Festival Lead with Skeletor GX, just increases damage. Is it 60? I think it is. Skeletor GX, yeah, increases damage by 60 if you just go to Fire Energy from your hand. Oh, wait, this is not Dipplin Festival Lead. This is okay. I might need to try this deck. This is Seeking Festival Lead, which does less damage, but then you boost it by 60, so you're actually doing more. You could technically boost it multiple times, and then you're just doing a ton of damage. Obviously, Black Belt as well, or Black Belt's training or whatever. This deck is actually really funny. I might want to try this one at some point. We got a more normal Festival Lead list. The best deck in weird formats. More Ethans for all of you Ethans fans out there. And a bunch of more Ethans. Again, we got some fun lists. We got that single prize Goldengo deck. A shiny Goldengo list, and yeah, nothing too crazy here. I don't think. Obviously, the meta's not completely shaken up. There are some new decks, but this is the meta as a whole. So yeah, overall the meta's pretty fun. Okay, there's a lot more decks here than I thought. So I'm not gonna go through all these decks. But tell me down below in the comments if you want more coverage of the Japanese metagame. Because I'd be happy to do that. But I hope you enjoyed. Consider liking, subscribing, hitting the bell, all that good stuff. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.